and welcome to a post-NCR special Super Desperation Radio. Yeah, we're back in there. How's everybody doing?
I'm alive.
Doing pretty good. Yeah.
We're all just barely alive, aren't we?
No, I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty Super Dragon. Yeah.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, I kind of can't yell that out where I am right now, so I'm not going to join you.
That's fine.
You sound like you're like broadcasting from a bunker, man.
Yeah, I kind of am, yeah. The arcade shock bunker.
Arcade shock bunker? Are you in the boiler room?
Something like that.
Okay. Well, we want to welcome you to watching the post-NCR wrap-up. This is your first NCR wrap-up video of, well, anything, because we get the Monday show before everybody else. Yeah! If you have...
Ultraman aren't even doing it tonight.
They're not even doing it tonight? What, are they too Hollywood to actually do their jobs? Jeez.
Yes.
Just, oh, come on.
They're too sleepy. Actually, I just woke up from a nap. I honestly was so tired.
Oh, man. Well, you guys actually deserve it, because before we get started, I definitely want to thank you and Alex for helping out with, like, everything at the tournament. You helped run brackets, you helped with commentary. You guys are two of the unsung heroes of NCR. So, I want people to know that.
Just did it because wanted to make sure the tournament ran okay, honestly. It, started a bit rocky, but we pulled everything together super fast, and I got to give a lot of credit to Anthony and Aaron for getting that shit done.
Oh, yeah,
they did a great job.
Everybody put their foot in this one, man.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely big shout outs to Cap One for coming up and being there. I mean, honestly, pools 3 and 4, I don't even think I really touched them because they ran so smooth. Like, I felt bad because I'm like, I don't want him to do all the work, but it was literally, he made it look so easy. It was just like, oh, well, there's not much I can do other than just make sure everything's okay every now and again.
He does it all the time.
And a special shout out to Hanzo for actually helping out too.
Oh yeah, he was definitely in there.
Yeah, he was definitely helping out with stream stuff. So big thanks to him.
Yeah, definitely. He is the new Roger Dodger.
I'm not sure that's a compliment, man.
No, I mean maybe like now Roger has to get to Hanzo level. So.
Oh damn! You mean
Roger Dodger has been.
He's the old Hanzo Gonzo, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, he's been promoted.
So Roger is Hanzo. Holy shit! Good God.
Honestly, luckily I didn't see a ton of problems for anybody's tournament. I mean, I wasn't paying the super closest attention, honestly, because all I really cared about the running of was KOF. So, but I didn't hear a lot of complaints from people who were there. The biggest complaints I heard was the ballroom just being too damn hot on Sunday.
Shit, dude. Yeah, the box. That
shit was a song. I think I dropped 5 pounds.
Well, you were all the way up in the front, right? Like, you spent the whole time in the front rows?
Yeah, I was definitely up front.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I remember getting there Saturday morning, and I watched Top 4 for Tekken and King of Fighters, and I was like, oh, man. It was so warm downstairs, but it's nice and cool in this room. I'm glad I'm in here. And then everybody came in for Dive Kick and a whole bunch of other games, and then the last day it was just sweltering in there. It was not good.
Feeling your own juices.
Yeah.
But before we get too much into NCR, we should talk about who won KOF at NCR. It was Romance, beating Luis Cha.
Yeah.
And that was very...
I've seen this one before.
Yeah, I know, right? It wasn't any less exciting. I think it was a very close match, and it was a very technical match, and we have to see Romance try some things that we hadn't seen him do before, like use Ash. And in the entire time that he's playing Ash, I did not see him once do a Sans Culottes activation to a combo. And he was getting by without it, so I was thinking to myself, well, it's working for him. It's not being as effective as his previous team, but, whatever. And then finally against, Luis Cha, he realizes, oh yeah, he can do Sans Culottes, and just blows him up. Made him scared to do anything. It was masterful. In fact,
honestly, top 8 was really entertaining.
I would honestly say that was probably some of the best top 8 action for KOF I've seen in a long time. You know, SCR was definitely up there, but I think on the scale of like just sheer like nerve biting, nerve wracked finishes. Like there were so many close matches, so many comebacks.
Yeah.
You know, Renault just freaking opened up on everybody he could.
Oh, you mean A.S. Bernard?
A.S. Bernard, man.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. If anyone follows me on Twitter, they might have noticed my comments, which is that basically I still hate 3-day tournaments, but having the finals for games like KOF and Tekken on a separate day where they can actually get center stage and not just feel wedged between Capcom games made a huge difference for me, because I could watch Tekken and KOF and go about my business. It was really nice. Like, it was good that they had their own time in the sun. I understand, like I said before, that having to come out for Friday pools was murder for a lot of people, and they just didn't want to do it. I totally understand that, but maybe that just means that we shouldn't try to run 15 games at a tournament anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit too many this time around, but everything seemed to run on time. Overall, the entire tournament ran smoothly, so that was good.
I mean, it's kind of depressing in a way, because I know a lot of people have always wanted to go to a tournament and play what they wanted to play, I remember going to NCR a couple of years ago, and back then I didn't play anything. They weren't running Guilty. They weren't running KOF 11, obviously. They weren't running anything else, any other obscure game that I was, fooling around with on my emulators. So I really had nothing to do there but Crowd Monster. And that was fine in its own right, but at the same time, I remember always thinking, like, man, I wish there was, like, a Guilty side tournament, or, maybe some Sailor Moon or some goofy shit just to have some fun, right? And so something like this seems more in tune with, like, my desires back then, but at the same time, when everything's an official tournament, it's almost madness,
Yeah, it's really hard to maintain everything like that. I mean, honestly, if everything is going to be a quote-unquote official game going forward, I don't see how we're not going to have to deal with 3-day tournaments. I just honestly think a return to side events is a better option for a lot of people, but I think that's up to the player base at large, not just, me saying that.
Right. And I say if they want to keep doing it, give them a stream. Like, let them stream their side tournament. It doesn't have to be...
Yeah, exactly. If we're going to have non-official games, just, let them be able to rock and do whatever they want, as long as it's not going to mess up the internet for the mainstream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's ways to do that, so... Maybe that's for next year.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, production values on stuff like this are ever increasing, so you never know what's coming next.
Exactly.
We can all hope.
I mean, the one thing I will say is I don't think we saw any exhibitions.
Not like official exhibitions, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, there weren't any.
Which, honestly, I'm not sad about at all.
Yep.
Because I mean, a lot of quote unquote side exhibitions happened, and if you were following that game, you knew what was going on.
Right.
So, I mean, the Arcade Shock booth definitely held a few. NorCal played Vegas in a 4-on-4. There were several different money matches with Reynolds or Bernard. And there even were some Guilty Gear money matches that I kind of wish I'd seen, so I hope those get uploaded pretty soon.
Oh, I'm working on them tomorrow night.
Actually surprisingly good.
Yeah, the only thing I felt like, I mean, I even got to play some Guilty Gear while I was up in NorCal. The only thing I felt was missing was that we were all too every which way to actually get some kind of Guilty Gear side thing going, but I didn't expect to anyway, so no problems there.
I'll save it for Evo.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be playing at UFGT, so.
Oh, you're going to UFGT?
Nice.
Yes, I am, sir.
Nice. Yeah. Well then, I guess we'll get into exactly what it went down at NCR, as as it were. I got there on Thursday, and we had to set up and the pools and everything on Friday. One thing I noticed really quickly was I didn't think it was bad necessarily, but I just thought it was different and kind of weird. Was we were running pools in different rooms in the stream, which I thought was like
that was super bizarre.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I'm not sure if it was a space thing or if they were just like we're just trying to do it for timing or for who gets to stream what at what time, but like it definitely is a little jarring.
I gotta feel like it was a space thing, just to give more space because the room upstairs was taller horizontally, but it seemed like it had less space on the floor. So and with the main stage taking up a chunk of that room, I just felt like they realized that there was no way that they could run a stream that's going to be running a lot of Capcom games and the Capcom games in that room.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have worked. It really wouldn't have.
And like versus like KOF, which had 40 people and really only needed like maybe 4 or 5 setups, and they had
that's all they used, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a 4 for the.
Yeah.
Right, so that was cool. And then I guess we had some hiccupy issues towards the beginning of the KOF pools where we were struggling on whether or not to talk about this actually because we weren't sure we were going to piss anybody off, but then in the end we decided fuck it, we haven't ever censored ourselves in the past, so we might as well state our opinions on this. There was an unfortunate incident where the PS3 setups for KOF did not have any DLC on them.
How the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, it
wasn't just KOF either.
It was not just KOF. It turned out it was Tekken Tag 2 also, right?
Tekken Tag Tournament too.
Which is free DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume that
kind of embarrassing.
It was, and I'm sure they didn't mean to do it. Obviously, I'm sure they weren't just like, you know what, fuck it, they'll play it without the DLC. Because who fucking does that, right?
Yeah, it's just like how the government sometimes forgets to give rights to minorities. We didn't mean to do it.
So I know that when they were booting up Tekken Tag, I think it was even Saturday morning when they were trying to do finals, they had to like stop and download characters, or maybe that was just Friday during pools. I can't remember. But yeah, there was definitely a lull where they had to go, oh, we need those console characters. Wow. So.
Well, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. Luckily, luckily it didn't really affect KOF too much. We actually stayed on track somehow. The only thing that we got behind because of KOF was that
street matches pretty much
actually started running too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to hustle to get enough matches for the stream to make sure that we weren't going to run out because matches were flying by. Like there was a lot of just 2-0s, like, and fast ones at that, where it's like, oh, that character didn't even exist.
People just getting dunked, man, left and right. I'm glad I didn't see none of that. I would have been hella mad.
A lot of dunks going on.
Oh my god. The funny thing was, all the dunks weren't from like the people you expected. Like, who the hell expected TJ to fucking dunk shit?
Yo, I believed in TJ.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I believe. I wanted to bring him up too because he's East Coast Great White Hope.
Yes, he is. TJ hails from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Who the fuck knew?
And he dunked Cannibelito.
Yeah. Oh my god. Cannibelito was so like after
that was definitely a surprise. But it was it's one of those really welcome surprises where you're like, I don't know who this guy is, but that was really cool.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Right?
Yeah, he knows what's up.
He knows what.
There are King of Fighters players out there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I felt like watching these guys play and win against like the classic champs of this game. I'm just like, oh my god, I can finally rest easy. Other people play this game now, and they're good at it. I don't have to be, hey, let me do a tutorial for you so you can fucking figure this shit out. People are getting it. I've never been happier to lose to somebody I've never even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And
you heard of him.
honest.
Then you also. Hell Pockets heard of him, then he lost to him. That's
how it should work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and also, I gotta say, I feel like NorCal has stepped it up. The last time I saw you guys play as a group was disappointing, to say the least. And I feel like right now you guys are getting stronger, even though it seems like you're playing less. So, good stuff to everybody up in NorCal. I mean, you still got bodied by Vegas, but that happens.
Oh man, I'm not mad about that. I'm not even mad about that anymore.
But,
well, you were on your second tall cam by that point, man. I'm sure you weren't that mad about
No, I was flying under the radar. Damn it, Tony!
Every time.
Oh shit! And then I don't want to talk too much about the matches yet because there's just so many things that happened. And then we had finals day on Saturday, which was actually really comfortable. We originally thought we were going to start at 10 a.m. Ended up bumping us to 11 a.m., which was perfect for me because I was not waking up at 10 a.m. I barely made it down at 11.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Start waking people up.
I ended up barely moving in time to catch the end of Tekken because I was dog tired.
Yeah, dude.
That's what happens when you sleep on the floor.
Tell me about it, dude. That floor was like, I don't think anything could be harder than a rock, but it would definitely be that floor.
Yeah, could they start doing that for like venues where they're going to hold fighting game tournaments, like Yelp reviews, where like, the beds are nice, the staff is really friendly, but the floor just doesn't do it for me.
This one has some rather plush carpeting. My back is not screaming in agony today.
Well, not looking very pleasant. The soft Berber carpet really supports my spine when I sleep on it.
No, I want to see
the added lumbar support I needed.
I want to see Four Leaf on that review. He's like, there was not enough beds for me, but the closet was really spacious. So I just slept in there.
You guys are complaining about the floor. Okay, just think about where I sat for like 6 hours straight, waiting for the next day.
I can't help it. You can't. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, man, you don't even try to hide the fact that you can't sleep. You're just like, I'm just gonna sit in my chair and watch you guys sleep, and then I'm gonna get up in 3 hours.
Also, I got you one better, which was Alex sat in a chair trying to sleep with the window open when it was like 60 degrees outside, close to death.
Oh man, he's gonna get pneumonia.
Oh, good shit. Oh man. But yeah, so go ahead.
Oh no, after the DLC stuff, most of the tournament felt like it ran pretty well. Like I said, I can't speak for the Capcom games because I didn't care, but everything else seemed to run really well.
Yeah.
About the DLC, pretty much, since there was none, me and the other organizers and people we knew, we just threw the systems in. So, King of Fighters community is small, but at least they're on top of things.
And that was something
thanks to Anthony and Aaron for actually putting their systems up into the mix.
And Wild Wallace.
And James.
And Wild Wallace. So.
Wild Wallace.
Yeah, and James Alderson. Even though apparently his PS3 got wiped, but yeah, like pretty much every setup was ours except for one, which got DLC after the fact. So yeah, by the time Pool 1 was already running.
So big thanks to Mild Wallace, Reiki, for helping out with that stuff.
You guys shouldn't be playing DLC anyway. Those characters are for scrubs.
The thing is, I was thinking, how many matches are there going to be that don't have at least one DLC character in them? And like, there was literally probably like 1 out of 10.
Yeah. Dude, EX Kill. Everybody suddenly realizes like, oh man, this guy's great.
Yeah. You mean he could punch through things?
He's like the Hulk, except he's hella fast.
Yeah, even though the consoles didn't have DLC at the beginning, it actually didn't postpone the tournament at all. We still started on time and ended early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest hiccup was just when they were trying to get the stream matches set up, and like the first person sitting down was somebody that played like 2 DLC characters. So me and Abe had to fucking kill time for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Talk about the wonderful venue.
And good stuff to you and Abe for holding it down, and then Abe and Chris for holding it down on commentary. If you blinked, you might have missed me on commentary for one match. because I didn't really want to do it that much.
I remember trying to beg you to do it, and you were just like, "Nah, man."
Well, I sat down with Abe, and I'd never done commentary with him before. And halfway through, I realized that we have a similar style. I'm like, this is not working.
Oh, man.
This sounds probably pretty bad to everybody at home. So.
Oh man. Well, I know if you and
I'd let you or Alex carry it.
Oh man, like pretty much what me and Abe do is like when the match is going, it's pretty much straight. But when in between matches, it's kind of like I just do my best to piss him off.
I wasn't sure. I couldn't actually hear all your commentary because of the game sounds after a while.
Yeah.
But I could have sworn that you said some pretty stupid shit, like as you were commentating.
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I just say shit to piss him off.
Like there are many a time when I just caught the tailwind of a conversation. I didn't know the context, but I was definitely shaking my head.
Oh man, but that kind of went down during top 8 too when we were kind of stalling for time, so we would like banter back and forth. That's just something that commentators do. You got to keep it interesting. You don't want to be completely wooden and all about the game because then people will just think you're it's boring. But top 8 happened on Saturday, and it was a great showing. Like I said earlier, all the guys in there deserved to be in there. BBZ, pulling himself from the wreckage of his car accident, made it to the venue on time, but unfortunately his neck was injured, and apparently so were his hands, and he just could not make it any further in the
He couldn't pull
wreckage.
himself from the wreckage of being NorCal.
Oh my God! You had to sneak one in before I finished my sentence.
I did. Hey, I gave you guys a compliment, so I'm gonna take it back.
Can't be two nights in
It was too
NorCal.
easy.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. To Michelle is definitely who I hadn't seen play the game in a while. I think he's probably the best up there right now.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Shit, Michelle is. Somebody said he's probably the best Chen in America, and I think you said that actually.
I
No,
think
that
he
was
could
me.
be.
Oh, that was somebody said it.
We might have both said it.
At the
Yeah.
same time. We're the Wonder
We're the same
Twins.
person, sort of.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. But anyway, so that was pretty much it for KOF. Romance took it over Luis Cha, like I said earlier, and we
then
moved
there
on.
will be in the next days, weeks, months, years, a bunch of the money matches that were recorded.
Oh,
Same
Yeah,
thing.
Ricardo?
At the Arcade Shock booth.
Yeah,
Dude,
shout out to
featuring
Ricky Diaz
Bernard.
winning the run back. Continuing.
oh yeah, we just did recaps, man. Recaps. Dude, yeah, the
we're
money
good. We're good.
the money matches were the best, man. The money matches were the best. I think the money matches were like that's pretty much what I came there for. Even though I was not really, I had some scheduled, of course, with Sanchez, and I was supposed to do one with Mild Wallace and somebody else. I could have sworn, but I never got a chance to do it.
Well, I mean, considering you were trying to duck Sanchez for half the week,
I
I'm
was
surprised
not
that even.
ducking him. I was hanging out with him actively.
No, you were
Actively
trying to
ducking.
You were trying to duck that money match, though.
I should. You lucky I didn't charge you for gas when I drove your ass to the fucking drive-thru 2 nights in a row.
You mean when I
Hey.
couldn't get out of your car because your fucking rear door doesn't work?
Yeah, I was planning on blowing it up. I was gonna be like, money match this, bitch.
Leaves me in car, rolls me down a cliff.
Yeah, I win. But yeah, that was because like I had the honor of recording those matches, mostly the matches between Renault and the Team Chaos guys, and oh man, he just ran roughshod over those guys, dude. Like it was, you'll see as they come out. It was definitely something to watch. I'm not spoiling anything for you by saying that he won, but yeah, you'll see. But that's pretty much enough about the matches. You guys wanted to talk about some other things that came into play during NCR that may or may not relate to the games directly. I know some people were a little upset about a certain player saying certain things to a certain TO on a certain internet medium.
You're gonna keep
Not
doing
me.
this? You're gonna keep dragging this out, really?
I might.
I don't think honestly much more needs to be said than people need to stop acting like children.
Yeah. I will say this is probably the third major in a row where he's just gotten his ass in trouble. You know, this guy just can't seem to keep his nose clean.
just gotta stop acting like children, man. Like you knew in advance that this was gonna be PS3 tournament, and you didn't practice on it, and then you complained. All I'm gonna say is that I hope people are taking some time before Evo, because that's gonna be PS3 unless they announce otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
So
See, that's the thing. If you are
better go
going to be
sit
a
down.
dedicated, if you're going to be a dedicated tournament player, you need to practice with whatever the hell you're going to be playing on at the tournament. And the fact is, the majority of tournaments run on PS3. So
I mean,
get a damn PS3.
Yeah.
Stop
You're
complaining.
gonna be quote unquote a professional, video game player or whatever. You probably, it fits the job description that you should be able to be versatile and in many different things. I mean, even if you're a specialist, you should at least be able to work on all platforms. I don't know.
Well, and I do agree about. Okay, so I can't say I agree. It's just proven fact that most of these games have lag on PS3, and that goes for KOF 13 as well. I saw a bunch of people talking about it this morning, saying that Xbox version or PS3 version is perfect. So is the Xbox version. They're identical, and that's bullshit. Xbox version of KOF 13 is an overall better game with less lag and less slowdown. Same thing with the Capcom games, and I assume the Tekken games, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, normally. I mean, Tekken is always going to be played on PS3. So even if 360 version runs better, nobody's going to know it.
Yeah. And then was Blaze Blue the only game 100% confirmed to work better on PS3?
I don't even know. I didn't follow Blaze long enough to know. So.
To be fair, I feel like Skullgirls is probably equal on both platforms.
Yeah. Also, while we're on the whole thing about well, we'll get into that one in a second. But the whole thing that also aggravates me about a lot of these tournaments is the people not turning off trophies when run on PS3.
Yeah,
because those are super fun. It's like, hey man, I'm doing this really cool combo.
The system a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Bogs it down.
You get slowdown and a bit of lag, and it drops your inputs.
Yeah.
And I think it happened to Champ during top 8. He was playing PR ROG, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. It was against PR ROG or Game Blue River, one or the other. I'll have to go back and check it.
That seems like something, if they know about it, it's like, if we forgot to shut it off, it's our bad, you know? It's the organizer's bad for making this environment impossible for you to, like, play to the 100% of your abilities. And that may be having to do with, like, PS3 lag, or it may have to do with, trophies or whatnot, but at the same time, it's coming. And if they're going to play on PS3, you should know that there's going to be PS3 lag. The trophy thing, on the other hand, could definitely be dealt with.
Well, yeah, it's the same with 360. With achievements, I don't know if you could shut off achievements on 360 though.
I don't know. But
yeah, I mean that's can you like, is that something that they actively try to do with PS3 tournaments? Shut up, or is that just something that they're just like, fuck it, it's too much?
I honestly think if the community is up in arms enough about this, they need to demand 360.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all, because if PS3 is as bad a platform for these games as people say it is, and I honestly don't play Marvel, so I haven't done the research, then there needs to be demands that we don't play on this version, or people should not show up.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that to me.
And when they stop showing up, the adjustments will be made, regardless.
Exactly. You got to speak with your wallet here.
Exactly.
You can't just whine and cry when you've already shown up, because you already got your money. Right. You don't care at that point.
Right. So I'm not saying that Chris G's worries are invalid. Obviously, there's an issue here, and it has not been addressed, and it continues to fuck with him. He handles it in a very peculiar manner, but who doesn't every now and then? What I will say is I'm not going to give him shit like, a lot of people would say, well, he won the tournament anyway, so what the fuck is he complaining for? I won't say that invalidates his argument either. You know, people can win for any reason on any medium and still not enjoy the time they spent trying to win. You know, like I've definitely won matches and just been mad because I dropped something due to system failure. Because it just worries me. Because I'm thinking like, you know, what if this happens in the next match and I'm not so lucky to recover in time? You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not.
As for the other events of the weekend involving Chris G, I'm not even going to touch it.
Yeah.
Because when you're a shitty person like that on the internet, that's all that there is to say. You're a shitty person.
Well, we had to touch something because apparently there's a misconception going on that some chanting that we were, you know, responsible for, it got misconstrued.
That's true.
That's something that we have to clear up right now.
Yeah, that's true. So the chanting that you heard, I think it was that Sunday or Sunday morning?
It was Sunday morning during Chris G versus Apology Man.
Yeah, that was definitely Super Dragon, not you are a blank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Dragon thing is a wrestling meme. It's something I shared with Alex a while ago, and we thought it would be funny to actually do an event, and he started it from the back of the room.
Which is pretty cool that people like chimed into it. Like as the crowd's kind of turned around to see what everyone was yelling, there were a few faces that I saw light up and immediately get into it. The problem with that is that there were obviously a few people in there that
Didn't know what it was,
and apparently have a sick enough mind to misconstrue it as something incredibly offensive, and are of the mob mentality. When they see something started by somebody else, they're just gonna run with it because, you know, it's cool because everyone else is doing it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enough of a douchebag that I'm gonna start yelling out slurs at a player because I think everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible.
Yep. So
I think also though it was probably kind of like not in anyone's defense, but because of the whole Chris G fiasco and what he said on Twitter, why people would
no, I
see
mean
it.
I can definitely understand if you didn't know what was going on. They can sound similar, especially from a muffled crowd. But you know, that's not what happened, and I would hope to God that it never happens.
Yeah, I'd actually like to think that as bad as this community, in the heaviest quotations ever, as bad as it is with certain things, it's actually not that bad to being so fucking offensive with something like that.
Yeah.
Well, with this thing about slurs, there is stuff that you and I said that may have been caught on stream that we said like maybe 10,000 times while we were up there. But I don't think that's offensive because, you know, it involves some San Francisco baseball team.
Oh, yeah. Nobody cares about them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't know, man. You pissed off quite a few people yelling that.
Well, they didn't say anything to me.
We're a kinder, gentler people up here. We don't like to get arrested for N-word
Just
moments.
like your baseball team.
That's right. I said N-word. Fuck you guys. Shit. So yeah, that's the end of that. It was Super Dragon, not you're a blank or Super blank or
Anything such as that.
or Wiener blank.
And I'm honestly really glad at the number of people who were actually super excited that a Botchamania meme made it into finals day. So kudos to all you guys.
Yeah, it was great.
And, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I honestly I don't want to drag it out too much longer, but like I was checking NeoGAF after I went home, and that was one of the things that they started talking about was that you know, some people were in the back shouting Super Dragon, right? And they just thought that was great. They were calling us, you know, the post WrestleMania crowd at NCR. They were just like this. They were just like, more crowds need to be like that, and I kind of agree with them. I kind of think more crowds do need to feel the vibe and get into it, and not feel like they can't do anything but golf clap because it's a fucking stuffy ass event.
Yeah.
No, but golf claps are fun. Golf claps have been associated with the KOF community for quite some time.
That's true. Golf claps happen. It's a gentleman's sport. Not anymore. We're gonna go straight sports entertainment.
What are you talking about, Gibby? It's not a golf clap. It's just the cacophony of 3 people watching.
Oh, I see.
Oh, dude. Well, then, what do we got to look forward to, though? Like, what's up next?
UFGT.
He's coming
Teachers
up.
Tournament, UFGT.
And Paul, you're going to that, right?
No, I'm not going to ECT. I'm going to go to UFGT.
Oh, I thought you said
Yeah,
UFGT.
Different. Yeah, East Coast Throwdown. I'm pretty sure it was in the middle of May.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's,
And then UFGT is going to be Memorial Day weekend, as it has been for I think the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's when Case usually holds it, the last weekend of May.
Oh my God, that's another. So it's another month of multiple majors then.
Yeah.
Well, next month is and then June also has 2 majors, and July only has July has 1 real major, and then it has some.
Oh! You said it, man.
Thank you for killing my ears. Jesus.
Only one
Yeah,
real
I
major,
don't
huh?
even know.
I thought there was another real major that everybody's been talking about for the last. Well, actually, they haven't been talking about it recently. Now that I think about it, I guess the novelty's worn off. Nobody's going to the beach.
Nope.
The beach sucks. Nobody needs to go to it.
I hate the ocean. If I put 1 foot in that ocean, I'm gonna be eaten by like a shark and a nautilus and whatever the heck's down there. I don't know, man.
You know what's funny? I was actually thinking about it today, and I'm like, you know what? I have a pretty big house in Hawaii. I could go to the beach and bring some of my closest friends and run a tournament there.
Honestly, I'd rather have it being in Hawaii. That sounds like a nice place.
Yeah, how come
It's part of America.
Oh!
That's
US.
right.
U.S.
Freedom and freedom.
Dude, man, like that just got me so hyped just now, man. I gotta freaking throw the music on. Hold on a
Yo,
second.
let's hit up those Alaskan beaches.
Yo, they're nice. I know there's a bunch of players in the FGC who want to get at that snow.
Definitely.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, just like JT Snow.
Okay, well, I mean, I like, are we gonna be able to? Is this gonna be what we do from now on? Are we gonna be doing like multiple majors every month? And I mean, of course,
hope not.
like,
I can't do that.
yeah. Like I know, like this entire year we were planning on going to like either UFGT or CEO, but I guess that's not happening now because, well, management is on the fence about it, and it's good for the TOs to be able to do whatever they can at any time, but it also sucks for us because I'm getting stretched too thin here. I can't be asking for time off every weekend to go wherever I want unless you guys are gonna pay me. Hook it up with that check. I think SDR needs to get.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. I mean, for a lot of people, it's not a money issue. It's just getting time off of work or school, and that showed with Tekken at NCR because final round was just way too close to NCR for a lot of the Tekken guys, and they'd rather do final round than NCR, which is final round is the Tekken major to go to.
Yeah. Apparently, it's also the KOF. Man, final round's just like KOF Tekken major. I feel like I should be focused over there, but I won't be.
I feel bad. It's like what was this year the 15th or the 16th year? Because I mean, I haven't gone to a single one, but I would really love to sometime. I mean, out there, everybody seems so excited for the games. Everyone's so involved. Even smaller games get a lot of showtime, a lot of sunlight. And I mean that feels great. I mean, I know people get a little raucous out there, but I just think it's because they're that passionate about it. But really, they don't have any personal, problems with anyone else. So I mean,
no, it's all working together right now. But at the same time, next year, if we're gonna do 3-day tournaments twice a month, like I only think this can last this long right now. I think it can only last till Evo because everybody's hyped for Evo. I think next year, if they're gonna be throwing 72 hours of nonstop madness at you, and they expect a volume, the similar volumes at each major, then it's kind of like we're gonna have to start condensing a little bit here, man.
I was thinking on the advent of the 3-day tournament, maybe it should be done somewhere like one major should, like, if they're gonna have a 3-day tournament, try and line it up with like a national holiday. So one where everybody pretty much universally has time off on that day. Like, I don't know, like a Labor Day or
Well, yeah,
something,
that's
you
what
know?
I mean. I think that's probably why UFGT has been on Memorial Day for the last couple of years, because they've been trying to run, I think it's like side events or exhibitions on Friday normally, and
Yeah. Because I feel like,
and then just kind of run the tournament for the other 2 days.
yeah, if they had like a day that was pretty much universally recognized as a day off, like, I'm pretty sure that people would be way more willing and accepting to do that. Because, I mean, you plan it around that, and people were like, oh, okay, well, I know I'll have that day off at least. You know, I can just ask for the weekend off if I have to work. So
Yeah, I mean, and I understand people are saying, well, stuff like that, national holidays is really hard because a lot of people hang out with family. I remember, like,
yeah,
they're never going to do like Evo on 4th of July weekend because of the obvious, But something is going to have to give, because as people get older, even a lot of people who are in college now are working jobs, full-time jobs. And they can't take class and their job off on that Friday. And sometimes even like, they might be working a Thursday night. They would need that time to get to this event. And unless they're gonna just miss all of finals day, a lot of times they have to miss part of Monday too. It's really rough. And if you work, I mean, my Steve, Forgotten Kazama, had to basically get out of the car this morning and go to work.
Oh shit.
He worked at 10 a.m. So Sanchez actually drove him out to round 1.
That's fucking rough.
yeah, I know.
Man.
It's just like,
Yeah,
Like-
you ever go through Monday morning traffic at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, that's rough.
It's a little rough.
Well, we have very different versions of Monday morning traffic where we live.
Yeah, yours is full of Giants fans.
Oh my god.
Man, you're just gonna keep getting it, just salt in the wound, just digging in there.
Hey, I don't even know why I'm mad. I won one for NorCal. I knocked out your boy. It's good.
That's true. Yeah, I wish that match could have been recorded. I would have liked to see it.
Oh, dude, he was
People
so
who don't
tight.
know, Hell Pockets defeated Metaphysics in, it was losers?
Yeah, it was losers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took him out of the tournament, right?
Loser
Yeah.
semis.
It was my own co-commentator.
So
It's like if
Who
you know
knocked
like
these losers?
Prinny,
Oh, okay.
and then Prinny knocked me out of the whole tournament. Also, so close, almost beat him. I'll get him next time.
I want to believe
attitude to have.
you really did come close. So.
You know I did. You know I came close, and I had such the life lead. If it wasn't for that stupid Neil Max, which I actually agree with you guys now, that quarter at the end is, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I told you.
Freaking ridiculous.
You can't
Well, how is
hack
Kim
250
supposed
damage.
to do damage?
Shut up! Shut up!
If he didn't have that, what would he do? What would he have? What would I do?
You know what? I'm gonna just say, Chris, if you watched all the Reynold matches, I think it's very clear that Kim has no problem doing damage without Neomax.
I know.
dude.
I'm just saying.
Yo, Bernard's Kim is ridiculous.
I gotta ask, why did you guys start calling him Bernard?
So while the KOF top 8 was going on, me and Steve were at the front cheering on Reynolds, and then all of a sudden, some guy in the back, a couple of rows behind us, was really enthusiastic and wanted to join in, but he pronounced it in like a really funny way.
It was like Reynold or something.
Reynold.
Like that.
So like me and Steve just kind of looked at each other and we were like, "Yeah, get him, Bernard."
Steve just ran with it.
Oh man, Steve is.
Steve again. I know we keep talking about him. He's such a great fellow, but that guy, he like commentated like everything and played multiple games and such. And
He was running around all weekend.
and Andy has to go to work. Like that guy, I don't know. He always looked really peppy too. Like does he just naturally have a lot of energy, or has he just got a lot of willpower?
Mostly the
I
dreads
think
I give
a
him.
little bit of both.
Yeah.
and the Sprite.
And the
That's
Sprite.
true. He was drinking some mighty fine ginger ale.
Yeah, he loves his Sprite and his ginger ales. They keep him going.
What about his water, huh?
Oh
He
man,
had some water on Saturday.
that water was all right. I thought that I just shouldn't have drank it myself.
That water made him $80 during Marvel quarters on Saturday night. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yo.
What it is, Alex? I said, here, take some of my cold water. You're like, nah, it's okay. You grabbed his water instead.
Yeah, I did. That was a mistake of the weekend.
And then you grabbed my cold water.
Yep.
See? Came to me in the end.
Speaking of Steve, I actually have to welcome him to the Arcade Shock team now. Because, you know,
that was official over the weekend, so congratulations to him.
he is a part of the team. And
I hope you guys really don't call him Tasty Steve, because I'm going to get really angry.
I don't know who the hell still calls him that
they
anymore.
haven't asked him what he wants to be called, because he goes by, what, 4GK and Forgotten Kazama, right?
Which are lame as hell, but they're still better than Tasty
Yeah,
Steve.
Forgotten Kazama is the name he's used in tournaments for years, so...
He entered NCR as 4GK. We'll talk to him about it and see what he wants to do.
Cool.
My hope is that
Can't wait for the for the Steve T-shirt. That'll be good.
my hope is that the whatever name he does, you decide to use, it actually catches on, and he doesn't get like Potter syndrome, where he tries to go by Robust in later years.
okay.
Everyone just scratches that name off the bracket and writes Potter. 'Cause, I mean, come on, Tasty Steve. It's like I yelled at that dude in the crowd, man. Don't call him Tasty if you haven't tasted him.
That's so bad, dude. I've never actually heard anybody call him Tasty Steve to his face. I don't even know where that came from, other than like.
You know,
It's process
randoms will come up to him and be like, "Yo, Tasty Steve."
How the hell are you gonna call another grown man tasty? Unless that's
what
like
I'm
your thing,
saying.
man.
I
Like,
don't know, man.
unless that's your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, that seems a little invasive.
Kind of is.
You know?
It's just a weird, it's just a weird name in general.
You know what? You know what? If we're gonna play it on both sides, I should be able to go into Miranda and be like, "Hey, what's up, Tasty Miranda?" And I get fucking killed.
I like calling him Pasty Steve.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, speaking of Steve, congrats to him for taking third in Tekken Tag 2.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. It's he just definitely at the end when he lost to JT, it was more. It felt like it was more of a matter of stuff that he really didn't know that well. He even told me after he wished he'd played against Just Frame James a little bit more because he just didn't know the Yoshi matchup. So
I think what you meant to say, you didn't know the Yoshi mashing.
no, that wasn't mashing. It was straight gimmicks. I definitely know playing against James. He knew what he was doing. It's just what he was doing isn't very effective against people who have played against the character.
Yeah, and we did our best to heckle the other guy into oblivion.
That's
But
true.
the rest was up to Steve to take it home.
Oh man. And he also Steve also gets evil points for that. So good shit.
Yes, I forgot.
Got to catch them all. Oh man, I know I'm not supposed to look at the chat, but there appears to be a little bit of a debate going on here, and I'm gonna say it right now: don't fucking engage the trolls, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't see chat. Do me a favor, post in the Skype chat. I want to see what this is. I'm not gonna.
It's hard to find because it's been going on for like the last 10, 15 minutes, and it's like
whatever.
people are calling each other Negroes and racists and other things.
Okay, I said whatever. You can shut up now.
You shut up.
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to be here right now.
Yeah, it's just
it's his day off.
Fuck the Dodgers.
Oh, word? You're gonna do that?
That's right, we're gonna do that.
How about you meet me outside of Chavez Ravine and say that?
How about you meet me in a Guilty Gear match? Oh! 4-5!
You done
4-5!
1-1. You can't even you can't even talk shit about that.
That's so. I won the first to 5. He won the first to 3 with another character that's better than mine. Whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, and it was 3-0 and it was
3-0, but it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm over it. My hands are up. Palms are facing outwards. I'm over it, man.
All right, no, that's cool.
God, Chris, you are so petty.
I like how Chris then just blames himself losing on the fact that he played a quote unquote better character. Yes, Chris.
What? I'm not.
That was totally the reason you lost, and not because you don't know the matchup.
I don't know the matchup. I don't know the matchup at all.
I beat this guy in pool, and then
Well, what was
a
the
different stick, and then he just blew me away. No, I think he just got hustled.
I actually did have to use a different stick, but that was only because I hit the stick too hard after winning a match in excitement. I was so excited.
You're sticking to oblivion. Dude.
Yes, I did, man. Oh, dude, I was all up in there, man.
Again?
Dude, I was like, that thing was like, Morse code.
I like that you did break your stick though at the fucking stick vendor. I thought that was funny.
He's like, hey, Gibby, I need another one. You fucking bastard.
Guys, give that look like you dipshit, and then I didn't bother fixing it till the next day.
Yeah, he did.
Give me another. Sir, I think you've had
You know
enough
what?
sticks. I'll tell you when I have enough.
Actually, yes. Somebody asked me, did I get top 16? Me and Gibby actually both got top 16 in KOF.
I just want to say that I took out all of NorCal on my way to top 16
Oh, single-handedly?
single-handedly.
I can't
All
even.
throughout the wild, just yelling out "fuck the Giants" all day long.
Hey, you took out NorCal. I took out one of SoCal's finest. I took out Canada's finest, and I took out some dude that I swear to God I can't remember who or where he was from. So I'm going to assume he
You
was
didn't
SoCal.
take out Canada's finest.
You,
man.
you
I'm
did
gonna-
beat Air, didn't you?
Yeah, I did beat Air 2-0. What do you want?
Oh, okay, yeah. So he beat.
Oh, what do you
Air.
want? I beat Air
Air
for the second
complained
time in his career. Oh yeah. You tell the story. This
Let
is
me
great.
go on. Don't interrupt you, dipshit. So he beats Air. Air goes on Twitter, says, "Oh, that's it. I'm done with KOF. I can't play anymore." And what did Air do, guys? Alex?
Hmm?
He broke
I don't
what? What did he
know.
break?
He broke rule number 1.
Yeah, what's rule number one? Paul?
of course, being don't get got.
Yeah.
Don't get got.
So, yeah, I tweet at him. I told him he broke rule 1. Hellpockets tweets him with the most polite thing ever, like a jackass.
It was not polite. It was just like, I don't want him to quit because he has talent. I don't
Is
want.
this dude's fan?
Well, I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't
Gonna
want
be
him
a
to.
motivational speaker next too?
I was like, it's a tournament, man. Like, one of us got to lose. You ain't got to cry about it, man.
No, see, look, when I beat Fixel in a tournament, I liked the way he treated me afterwards. Every time he saw me, "Fuck you, Gibby." I'm like, yeah.
That voice was the
Yeah.
best. He would just be all like,
Let the hate flow through you.
because like Gibby kept telling him, "Fuck the Dodgers," and Fixel's like, "I don't give a fuck about the Dodgers, man." I don't even like
yeah,
baseball.
those are 3 words that would never come out of my mouth in that order.
Oh, Giants, my bad.
Dipshit.
I like how Gibby just like, I'm gonna have to stop.
Well,
you right
everybody knows the only thing coming out of Gibby's mouth.
It's bullshit.
No, his
I was
words.
about to say,
I was gonna take that to a place, but
Yeah, pretty much all just hate coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, pretty much. Man, like, you should have been in the room after I beat Abe. Like, I think you could hear that pop off on the Marvel stream. Or was it AE that was playing at the time?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can hear me and Alex on the stream just yelling like idiots.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Other than that, I think that about sums up the NorCal experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had a great time.
I got sick of Carl's Jr. by the end of the weekend. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, fuck
Hey.
yeah, God.
I'll have you know, they're Jim Beam Bourbon Burger.
you want to
Oh,
know
you're
what the
gonna go write a Yelp
craziest?
review about it?
Yeah.
You know what? I could write a Yelp review about that Sunnyvale Carl's at this point.
It would be like that same. It would be like the exact same review that other guy did, where he was talking about the human experience and how he loves going to that Carl's Jr. because he gets to see so many slices of life in a single restaurant.
True. But no,
Well-
I don't think I will.
Nah, it's not worth
So,
it.
you guys had Carl's a whole bunch. I gotta say, it was crazy. When I was there, I don't think I actually ate any fast food. I think I only ate at
I
restaurants.
wish I was about that life.
Well, Lottie fucking nah.
Well, it's not like I was like living it up big or anything. I just didn't eat, and then eventually someone would come up like late at night and be like, "Hey, we're going to the Japanese place. Hey, or hey, you want to go to Chili's?" And let's go get other stuff. And then I mean, that taco truck you guys ate at I tried the taco. It was really good.
Oh, that place
yeah.
is amazing.
That place is good.
I just
Yeah, I kind of wish I had seen that. I mean, the Denny's actually wasn't too bad, which, considering how many people were in it, I was expecting the worst. But
Yo,
baby,
prom night. Oh man, Gibby found his future ex-wife, man.
Shut up.
Oh man, that was so.
Just stop.
Oh no, no.
Just stop.
How old was that chick, man?
Listen, can you stop referring to Hanzo Gonzo like that, dude? It's not cool.
Yeah, that's what I was about
Yeah,
to say.
man.
I mean, just because, look, okay, just for the record, everyone, I told Hanzo that I love him and that I want to do things for him. That's it.
And he was receptive.
Chris is taking it in a whole different direction because he's got a filthy mind. He doesn't understand what love is.
But he wants you to
Just
show
wanna
him.
Yeah. And you know what? That's the end.
That's
We're
probably
done.
it. I think we're done. We cannot get any worse than that, man.
When we're resorting to bad '80s ballads to fill airtime.
Monster ballads. Monster ballads.
You might even call them monster ballads.
Monster Ballads, man. That's like the worst freaking title ever.
But yeah, I mean, I would, NCR was overall an enjoyable experience, aside from Sunday just dragging. But I wish everybody could have come there. I hope everybody who did go had a great time.
Yeah.
Is anybody else going to make it out to Chicago for UFGT?
I might. I was talking to Keats about it. I'm gonna find out in about 2 or 3 weeks if I can make it, because he wants me out there. I want to be out there. And
I'd
actually,
really like Arcade Shack to have a presence out there. It'd be really cool.
well, we had one last year. We'll see this year. But I just wanted to bring up. I haven't seen Keats in about a year. It's always good when I get together with him. Sanchez and I actually played dive kick with each other. He beat me for money in our first match ever played.
Yeah, you couldn't handle my Jafali.
No, I could not handle that big egotistical bastard.
You were debated,
Damn
son.
Yeah, but in the afterwards in casuals, I did what Alex did, and I wrecked him in casuals like he did someone else. Yeah,
Dude, it's the run back, dude. The first match is all information gathering.
Oh.
Yeah.
that's all I did. I was like, you know what? Let me give him $5.
Yeah.
And let me just figure him out, and then I'll just beat him in casuals and brag about that.
You know, I could have just stood up and walked away, right? I could have just been like, you know what, fuck you, man. You're walking home.
Nah, dude.
No, Chris, I'm not like you. I'm not a piece of shit.
Damn.
Yeah, you're
Don't
just
do that.
you're a fucking pile of it.
But
Oh yeah,
if anybody is actually going out to Chicago, I will see you guys there. I hope ECT runs well. I hope they have a great turnout for everything.
I think they have a bonus pot for KOF at ECT.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think it's 500.
Not bad.
Wow, that's a lot.
Oh my god.
All right. Anybody got anything else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that maybe we should talk about just real quick, like what were some really memorable or favorite parts of NCR. I mean, I was just actually more or less elated to actually not just see like Paul and Sanchez in the distance at like Evo, or not getting into a certain room or anything like that, but actually being able to sit down and interact with them. I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. Like, meet face to face. Well, like, oh man, these guys are, well, they're pretty much exactly like they are online, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
That means they're not weird two-faced people.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I got to say that I really wanted to thank, Seglia, Harrison, Lewis, and Vic. Like they all did really great jobs on the stream. Like from what I could see from the finals and everything, all the videos and cut-ins, like it was a pretty amazing production. And I'm glad all the people at home got to see such good stuff.
yeah. I mean, the best part about any tournament normally is getting to kick back and relax with everybody else once all the tournament playing is done.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if you can, always try to make it out to, big events like this. It's always great to just see your peoples and interact. So
Wish I could make it up more. Just
yeah,
flow
it's hard
cash.
sometimes, but I guess that about does it. So,
Yeah.
it's been a crazy weekend, and I'm tired, and I think I'm probably gonna go back to sleep right now.
Yeah, we all need
So,
something.
so for the crew at
Yeah,
Super
okay.
Desperation Radio, this is Super FX saying good night and good luck.